In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do T5R, T3F, and T3 back. All of these are cable stitches in knitting, and it's just rearranging the stitches in an odd number of stitches in order to get these traveling cable effects. And the first one we're going to look at is T5R, and what T5R stands for is twist 5 right, and it's really just like a basic cable, except it's a 2x3 cable, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It's this one right here, and you can see we have these 3 stitches leaning to the right, and then we have 2 stitches in the back that are behind it, and I'm going to show you how to cross them. So here's my work. I just have this little swatch, and I'm just going to work to where I need my T5R to be. This is where I want my T5R. I have these 5 stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is what I'm going to be crossing. And I'm going to do this without a cable needle. You can use a cable needle if you like, but all I'm going to do is these 2 stitches, I want it to be at the back, and I want to knit these 3 stitches first. So what I'm going to do to achieve this is I'm just going to slide all the stitches, all 5 stitches off my needle, and then I want these 2 at the back, so I'm just going to push these 3 stitches to the front and pick up those 2 stitches. And then I'm going to use my other needle and pick up the 3 stitches I need to knit first. So those 2 stitches are in the back, these 3 stitches are in the front. I'm going to swing them around and just put them on my left-hand needle so I can work them. And now my stitches are in the order I want. I have those 3 stitches to knit first, and then those 2 stitches in the back, so I achieve my T5R effect. Now I can just knit them. And this is how to work a T5R cable. Now I'm going to show you how to work a T3F and the T3 back, and what those stand for, that's twist 3 back and twist 3 front. And what those are is, this is how we get this effect here. You see I have these 2 stitches traveling this way, and then I have 2 stitches traveling this way. This right leaning column of stitches is a T3B, T3 back. And this one is a T3 front, or T3F. And it's a 2x1 cable twist that gives the appearance of just these 2 stitches traveling and traveling over one space at a time. And it's used to make cables wider, like I have this diamond shape going on. So how to work this, I'm going to work where I want the column of stitches to be. I'm going to work, I have these 2 knit stitches here, and then I have this 1 purl stitch, and I'm going to work a T3B. So I'm going to make this 1 stitch go to the back of my work and knit these 2 stitches first, so that these 2 stitches essentially travel over 1 stitch space. And I find it easier to do this without a cable needle. It's only 3 stitches, so I find a cable needle just fiddly, but you can obviously use one if you are more comfortable with it. All we're going to do is slide our needle out of the 3 stitches and push these 2 to the back, to the front, I'm sorry, push them to the front so that this 1 purl stitch, can go in the back. And I'm just gonna pick these 2 knit stitches up and twist them. And now everything's in place I want it. These 2 stitches have moved up a space. So I'm just going to knit them. And then here's the other part of the T3. Both of them, T3F and T3 front. You're going to have 2 knit stitches and 1 purl stitch, so that it really gives the appearance of the stitches traveling. This 3rd stitch is a purl stitch, so you have to remember to purl it. This was a T3B, and I'm going to show you how to do the T3F. And how that one's going to work, I just need to make one to get to my spot. How that one's going to work is we want these stitches to travel to the left. So these ones are actually going to be in the front. So instead of having the purl stitch in the back, we're going to still have the purl stitch in the back. Instead of starting with the purl stitch, we're going to have these two knit stitches. We're going to push them to the front. And so I'm going to slide my needle out, and I'm going to push that purl stitch to the back, get these two knit stitches, get that purl stitch, swing it to the back, and I've moved those knit stitches over one space. So now I want to remember I have to purl that one stitch. It's purl 1, knit 2. And you can see each column of stitches, I've moved it over one space, and now we have one more purl stitch in between. That's how to work the T5R, the T3B, and the T3F. And it's just a way of moving the stitches around to get these traveling cable effects.